Okay, welcome everybody to Actual Necessary Evil Part 2 for realsies this time. We already did the recap. Fucking, they're here, they're talking about all the heavy stuff that's happened. They were in mid-yap. Let's get back to yapping.
The last thing said was by Mazekeen towards Fane, saying you summoned this individual, spoke with him, almost was possessed by him, and you trust his word.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's where we're at, because I wrote it down.
So hang on. You write my words down?
And now my music isn't working.
Nine.
Brother!
I can hear it.
It was working.
It was working for us. Do you even lift?
Holy. What a track.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. That one's working.
That's crazy.
Do you lift?
I use that song as the boss battle music against the conductor when they fought him in the Dwarvish lift.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, no, that should have been the one against the Goose Scribe. Do you even lift?
No. Goose-clad face is the one I used for the Goose Scribe.
Goose-clad face.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, the song I was using for this scene, which I thought was very poignant, isn't fucking working great.
I can hear it.
You can?
I can hear it. Yes.
Yeah,
I can't.
I can hear it.
Do you have your volume off?
No,
I assume it's just ... /...
Yeah, it's just showing it as...
turn it off, right-click it, preload it, and try and play it again.
Reloading. Okay, it ain't working. Fine, I'll use something else. Whatever.
Yeah, only other option is to change the song in that file and then re-upload the correct one. It should push it through.
Welcome to Bound and Broken, the Curse of Technology, Season 4.
This is why we need druids. Technology isn't the way. Industry is ruining our lives.
That is true. Look at Caspian. Look at him. Since he became a robot, look at him.
I'm so natural. I'm more natural on this fucking halfling thing.
That's true.
Look at you.
So the rest of us are retraining into artificers then, right?
Jesus.
Let's go.
Artificer. Well, am I a steel defender?
Also, you're the steel defender here.
Jesus Christ.
I want to see Caspian 1v1 Squeam.
Oh god.
I think Squeam wins that.
I'll fucking kill him.
And he will just come back.
Hydrogen bomb. There's this coughing baby. Go!
He will just come back and do that one absolute damage until you're dead.
I hope it's a good deck save.
Like the snail that follows you slowly, and when it touches you, you die.
Yes.
Was he a Tonberry? That's a magic card now.
Is it?
Yeah, they came out with the Final Fantasy.
Oh, it's this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tonberry's in there. Cactar's
I saw the cactus.
Yeah. Cactar's
the fling cactus.
Seven mana win game. I guess 8, because for fling, get it 8. Ow, my body is broken! Ugh.
That all sounds very nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cactus that when it attacks, it gets plus 9,999 plus 0.
What the fuck?
So you use a card that kills a creature and deals its power to any target. So you attack with it, and even if they can block it, you just fucking pick it up and throw it at their head and they die.
Or you Path of Exile it yourself, and then you sit there like an idiot.
Yeah.
Actual no friends. Okay, let me try it this time. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to play something else.
I believe.
I feel like I'm going to break everything in my room.
Just die with feeling.
There we go. Now it's working. Jesus.
I yell it.
Please, exchange mouth noises at this time.
So yeah, she questioned, trusting Tyr's word. Fane will look. There is a lot that I tend to distrust about those in power and their more selfish means. But there is some semblance of truth to the pieces that he put forward. I do not presume to know everything, every consequence, every domino that will fall should the Fae linchpins be removed. I do not intend to enact this blindly. We have time to research, and as I have said, Lord Woad is unhappy with the actions of myself and Wilhelm.
You gonna discuss this option with Lord Woad?
I will enforce this option with Lord Woad, unless he can prove that it is folly.
I don't know if I would trust so easily from a man who made a full contingency of bringing himself back to have anything else in mind than to be fully brought back. You said or Wilhelm helped you not have it happen.
Right.
Yet didn't he try to talk for long enough so it was unavoidable?
This is true. The conversation topics did lend to those that prompted more questions, until he did not need my mana as an anchor. I do not doubt that this would aid in his eventual recovery. But his sights were not set upon Corvanus. His sights were elsewhere, threatening a bigger picture than or continent, or even Calcatesh or Verum.
Or so he has told you.
There is a pointlessness in lying when one is so apathetic to the emotional side of things.
Maybe.
I believe that his ambitions would lead him to the biggest picture, the largest impact. Corvanus is a grain of sand.
He was so, in his own words, we are so ignorant that there is no need for him to lie to us. We don't see the bigger picture, at least the one he sees.
And yet he deceived you and kept you talking for long enough for himself to begin manifesting. You cannot guess the ambitions of a man that has gone so far beyond the normal mortal mean.
He did fill your mind with a lot of information that you don't understand.
Your solution, this other way, we will know if the choice act in the interest of balance by asking. If the alternative is sound, it will endure scrutiny.
It does seem strange that the gods didn't think of this other way. Surely two more powerful Fae are easier removed than the entirety of the druids.
I'm sure they serve another purpose.
Maybe they didn't even know of their existence. I mean, he was the one that created them. Maybe they didn't know he did, though.
Aren't Fae creatures somewhat intertwined with the dream?
To our knowledge, yes. But this is also the man who created ancients, and by the virtue of what we learned about Illum, molding them to go against their baser nature. They may be Fae.
They may be Fae, yet everything here derailed so far that I almost can't believe that the Lord of Nightmares has not noticed some Fae sitting on their continent that they're trying so desperately to get a grasp on.
But that is precisely the point. Corvanus was isolated from the dream.
Obscured.
Correct. What viewing Lord Woad or Lord Owen has upon it has been, as Caspian said, obscured. I intend to speak about this with them. If there is a method through this vessel to pursue that does not cost more lives, this is the route we will take.
Very well. I assume there's no way around talking to him anyways. If you said his brother was already beside himself.
Oh. If the alternative is to kill all the druids, and this would disrupt them of their connection, is that really more tenable?
Well, usually when there's big changes with little time, somebody's losing their life.
The fundamental concern is that you are trying to pull a piece away from a large scaffold, hoping the entire thing doesn't collapse under its weight. We will see if that will be the case or not.
To that end, I agree. I will not sacrifice an equal number of others in place of mine. And yes, pulling their strength from them will cost lives. I'm not ignorant of the fact, if they are disconnected from this falsed green, that the sick and already injured will lose their treatment, will lose their capacity to fight. If there is active warfare with the Metherians, that those platoons will die. But it is hundreds of lives versus thousands. It is the same quandary that we are faced on a smaller scale, where the death of the few saves and secures the lives of the many. But if I can pull that scale and tilt it downwards for as few deaths as I can, I will. Even if it costs me, I will.
It is still a sin. It doesn't change that. We're gonna still kill people, whatever way we choose. All we can do is try to lessen the burden, lessen the sin we're gonna live with as much as we can. The fewer lives we take, the easier I hope it will be for us to live with ourselves.
It's a very noble take, but it is hardly a matter of choice when lives need to be taken in order for such a thing to be enforced.
You know, he's gonna look at both Caspian and Mazekeen. The stranger told me something. When I asked him about what gives us the right to choose to kill those people, he said that it's our power. We're powerful enough to choose to kill them.
Yes.
But if that's the case, that makes us powerful enough to choose not to.
I feel like what it meant
Sometimes
is that we can see the means through to the end. And if that's what it takes, you couldn't do it if you didn't have the power to do so, to make the decision.
Sometimes sparing others is not the option. Yes, there are means, there are workarounds, but circumstance forces the hand more often than not.
Arcadum,
Yeah.
can I see the curse on Fane with arcane sight?
Yes.
Seems like
Circumstance.
you,
Mhm.
in particular, have already paid a price.
He'll sigh. look at the druidic markings on his hands, and then look up at you. In his throes before being removed, he laid a curse upon me and my kin being blood kin, that should we stand against his machinations, we would find ourselves more troubled by the foes we would face. It is what I intend to spend some of this time researching and attempting to remove.
Well, yes, you would want something like that. Having a target on your back by such a powerful individual with such fuming hatred for you to disobey his will.
A shrug. In that method, he is no different than the gods. He is a man who once held power that is now, or was, a shadow of himself. Whatever clawed grip he can leave, he will. Whatever semblance of influence he can invoke, he will.
Yes, so we should start getting rid of that. For your aura clearly displays you as the main target here. For all that follow him, still believe in his words and machinations.
I would be more concerned about the fact that the curse exists on your bloodline and therefore has already reached and influenced the outside. I do not know the circumstances of your kin, but the chance that one of his apprentices or anyone that has knowledge of that man and would wish for either his return or something of that nature, knowing that he has made a return, even if ever so briefly.
Fane will nod. Chronologically, this is still during the little bit of downtime we had, so Fane doesn't have the full extent of it. So that is why this next answer is a little bit out of sync. Yes, I intend to spend the time before Lord Wode's talking to, as Lord Owen put it, occurs, identifying the parameters of the curse and then moving to fix it. It is of a level beyond my strength, but not beyond my grasp. I will implore either you or Mazekeen or even Wilhelm to cast so I may use your mana in the rebuking of its effects. I am unsure if removing the source of it will remove it from my kin, but it needs time to understand.
I suppose matter I might need to divine on or might need to inquire on as whether or not that brief moment that the shroud had manifested has caused the relevant people to realize that he was once more, even if for a brief moment.
Well, and for the curse, if it is anything like the petrification we dealt with, removing the source should remove the rest. But we'll never know until we try.
Fane will nod. I understand the hesitance in following the words of this monster. But you did not speak with him. You did not understand the extent of inhumanity that he portrays. If he were to lie or attempt to deceive, he would have made promises of power and of safety for my kin. He would have vied for time instead of debating the moral philosophy of killing 3% over endangering 97%.
No, he's pragmatic. I don't think he will just give you a splendid shining out to your problem and assume you're taking it right away. Debate would be way too obvious. He's an intelligent man.
He is a fool without a heart.
That might be true. Yet he has accomplished a lot of things. Not many can tell themselves that they returned from the dead, remembering what occurred before, drawing their own power to just return, unless stopped again.
Like I said, he is not uncomparable to the gods. His strength is formidable. But his weakness is in the lack of his humanity. So deep in the calculus of his experiments that it is closer to conversing with Caspian as he is now than it is to speak to a person. I mean no offense by this, nor do I think you would take some. But Caspian, your attitude has shifted towards maintaining balance. It is your way in the way of your kin, as you are now. His goal was always dealing with greater threats and solving mysteries. The mana that he drew from was more alien to me than I can begin to describe. There is a lot we do not know about him. But we can take the time to, as Caspian had said, divine upon it, speak with Lord Woad upon it. For regardless of how I hate your Calcatetian deities, those within the dream maintain important pillars to the structure of life as we are able to accept it. But know this. If removing the linchpins causes this destabilization, although temporary, I will still pursue that. The obsessive need with order must be tempered. You'll look at Caspian while he's saying that.
The solution, as long as it does not fundamentally cause the foundation to crumble, there is no issue with it as long as the cause can be corrected fast enough. It is simply a matter of time, in some ways convenience, and for some like yourself, the morals behind it, I suppose. I hold no gripe with your new solution, apart from it being founded from a man that was supposed dead and legend, but if the solution can be proven and if it can be assured that it will not cause a total collapse, it is a fine one. I will not make promises, nor I will confirm nor deny anything. But once the facts are present, I will act on them.
I nod.
I think that is all we can ask of you.
The problems and their causes may still yet lead us back to the City of Glass. There are pieces about its construction that we are still ignorant of, and I suspect if there is folly within these plans, that those pieces will need to be considered. Both Elsie and Mazekeen, you uncovered that the architectural significance of the City of Glass lent itself to something called the Broken Moon, or the Wounded Moon, in Gaelic Creocta. Constellations and their significance are quite lost on me. But if it is a contingency enforced by the wizard, it is one we should be aware of before striking out on either of these endeavors. So, Caspian, if you have time to uncover things, that is a topic of concern I would have. Just as the dream grove beneath the City of Glass concerns me.
Though not proficient in investigation, divination is the closest thing I can get to searching for the answers we want.
You above.
If there is a particular trend you wish to pursue, tell me. I will attempt to divine upon it, but I cannot promise results. And if it is hidden and veiled by the mad wizard, though this is the place to do it, if any.
You will not. I would presume at least you will be present at the conversation with Lord Woad. So perhaps such questions can wait, if you are otherwise occupied.
I have a few days left till I manage to, well, shift my focus.
He'll sigh deeply. The scattered notes along the table portraying a pretty keen view of Fane's mental state. A lot of scattered writings, a lot of almost incomprehensible pieces. A lot of it seems to start in common and revert to Elvish or even Druidic in places where the concentration points of his mind seem strained. He'll reach out and begin to gather them up.
Right, one thing. Once we have a moment, perhaps after the meeting with Lord Ward, do tell me more about the words spoken by this wizard, though their nature and his pursuit of such things is almost assuredly selfish. The topic is something that might concern me later.
I will reveal much of it in time, but for now consider this as it may be relevant. He showed me Kalkatesh. He showed me the Leylinic outlines upon it. He showed me the transference of mana as spells are being cast, and he showed the slow decline. The fact that with each draw from the well, some water is splashed before reaching lips that would eventually reconstitute the well. It will run out. Corvanus and its make-up with the ley lines is intentionally in flux, because, though not perfect, the parameters he set up allowed the generation of infinite mana. An unemptying well. I do not
Yes.
know the wider ramifications of such an act, but it is one I think you would find interesting.
Quite so, but one can assume as much. The use of magic, though a gradual process, indeed, would. Well, this is one of the many topics about his words that I find curious, but do tell me more later.
Isn't it somewhat ironic that he made a continent with infinite mana, where people are now afraid to cast?
The deviation of the experiment is something that has caused such a phenomena. If it had run its purpose in a way that it was designed to do, I'm sure that being afraid of casting would be the least of mortal worries.
It also means it's not a clean loop. If it's not maintained, it will break down.
And will not. That precisely was his inference. That it was a successful piece of a unfinished experiment. That he would take and replicate elsewhere when after he had gathered his data.
Maybe we should look into ways of leaving the continent. After all, who would live on a failed experiment, an unfinished thing?
Aye.
As tempting as escape is, I was born here. I have lived here. I have died here. And if it takes dying here again, I will. I do not care for other continents. I do not care for your gods, nor your ideals. I do not know them. But I know myself. This is my home. Either I will save it or die trying.
Well, would you be the one who steps up to maintain? To make the decisions as cold-hearted as you told me they would be, or they have been from what he told you? What if you were in his position? You have the most information about it from the source directly. Would you be able to make those decisions? If it would save the continent, your home?
Would you be able to commit to them? Would you be able to solder all of them if needs be, knowing that one act of mercy would just take away from the rest?
Those particular questions, I believe I answered to Woad speaking through the Wendigo. Yes. If I had to cull the 3% of my kith and kin to ensure their tradition did not kill the 97, I will. But I will never abandon what I know to be myself, which is finding alternate routes.
Well,
If it meant researching Mytherian braziers to suspend my kin's souls before they could be reconstituted in the future, I will. If it meant learning the Taladonic reincarnation spells so that the vessels that they would be reborn into could better handle the stress upon this continent, I will. Each step, each grain of sand will build a castle. I do not care how long it will take. But I will never kill them in cold blood because of purely pragmatic means.
and then it sounds like we have a lot to do.
I am worried for my kin. My family, I mean. If this place
They aren't
as a
worried for
scroll... Say again?
They aren't worried for you. This continent does not care for you. Why should you care for it?
I am not speaking of the druids.
It is-
I'm speaking of
Nor
my
am
family.
Family that believes you dead. As do mine. It's not a matter of being able to push on and do the right thing. It's about being able to do whatever you need to and then letting go. And I think you, of all people, should recognize that. But you're not. So much older and wiser. And Elsie's just gonna get up to leave.
Well, in either case, you have found your alternative. If you can come to terms with its consequence and it can be proven to be the correct choice, they have nothing against it.
He nods. Packs away the notes. I will continue the curse research.
Right. Another thing.
Yes.
One should I mention? I should mention rather. I have been granted much greater freedom of movement than previously, all thanks to my new form. If it is a matter of travel and something of that nature, I am now able to move across the continent at will once per day as long as I know the location I'm traveling to.
Oh. Mm.
That is a mind-blowing capability.
I decided that you should know it might be something useful down the line. Though
I assume this matter of movement only includes yourself.
correct. Me and the object of my person. Anything I'm carrying.
This is a good thing to consider.
Keep it in mind, if you have questions or concerns related to it, tell me, but I will use it as I see fit otherwise. I thought I would just inform you of such a matter. But be the situation dire enough, I will use this means to escape an unfortunate fate, if that is what would befall me.
Considering we are quite unknown of where it is your form would be sent should you be slain or felled, it is a smart consideration. We already have the parameter of keeping sendings within shadows, so contacting you after such a event should not be too difficult.
Well, once the meeting occurs with the world, and after that, one thing we need to discuss in addition to all these is in fact the matter of summoning, rather the acquired circles.
Ah, yes. We do need to find a place to put them down.
Those cannot be placed in just any random location, lest they be destroyed or used for summoning when they're not supposed to.
Lord. It is a consideration that we should plot out after the conversation with Wode. For if the Carnelian Circle's information is correct, the Toad King is not too far from the Barrow King. A prospective ally we already could get in contact with. We need a place to set these circles. His court would not be abrasive to us, presuming we make the correct parameters. But, as I said, it will depend on the validity of this secondary route.
Okay.
I will see you all soon. Pack away the leaflet of notes and you'll go find somewhere quiet to sit.
Well, the rest of you, do not know if you are attending the said meeting, but that is when I will next be present. Until then, I will be adapting.
Well, I guess it will depend on if he calls all of us or just those two.
Stood.
Alright. As the party disperses to go about their downtimes and various things of that nature, eventually, over the course of the next few days, you are called forth. Cathedral. Gather you guys up. Everybody.
And this is after the downtime checks we made at the end of last session, right?
Yeah.
Great or familiar?
As we're getting gathered and walking up to the cathedral, Fane will just walk alongside Caspian very quick. From my understanding of the curse, once the source, being me, has the curse removed, it should remove it from my bloodline also. Our best chance is for me to learn a spell of that caliber to remove it. It is a 7th level effect. I don't know how to say that in character, but
7th season.
it is a 7th season curse.
Well, that is, in a way, quite fortunate considering the potency of its caster. I assume he couldn't inflict more harm due to the lack of mana he had access to. It should be possible to remove if you prepare well enough.
I intend to.
If it is possible for you to look into it, then you should also look into the consequences of failing. Not so much for the fear of it, but rather what should be done if you fail and something occurs.
Fane will nod, realizing he hadn't considered it. Thank you. That is good advice.
Okay, everybody loaded?
Yeah.
You're
Yes, sir.
Time for me to crack my back. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on, old man. Alright. So, party is called into the Cathedral of Stars. The Wendigo mind their business, as you have been called by Lord Woad himself. You are not stopped or questioned, for the will of Father Fear is absolute. Okay. Okay. Slowly, the shadows begin to manifest. They begin to deepen till he is summoned before you. Shadows dance and flit across my eyes. What to do with these wayward souls? Come forward, servant and druid.
So there is a servant. Let me shimmy.
For a long moment, Lord Woad will stare at the two of you, as if deciding something within himself. Whether it be by happenstance or from a concealed intellect, You have eluded and placed yourself into a position of terrible folly. You enacted the conditions, twisting machinations of the Mad Wizard, of he who denied wisdom for results. You have ventured into the grounds of where my brother and I's power hold not jurisdiction. You will wash yourself in harbors unprotected, to be swallowed by the dark sea. You came before this place, Druid, and you were told a hard truth. And such it is in mortal wilds. Your hunger is unsatiated. Now you have done more than you could know. I know what questions would dance within your mind. I know what truths you would seek to find. I know what you would do for your own kind. Though it darkens the depths of your mind. So let us speak as the Fae. Let us speak of wilds, of sacrifice and cost. You have enacted the wizard's spell. Now we must deal with its consequences. You will see that there is a flash of pity within Wode's eyes. And for a brief moment, the briefest of moments, the dark god Wode, Lord of Nightmares, reveals perhaps his only true virtue. Wisdom. Not wisdom to be used for personal gain, or not wisdom to be used to bash the unknown into the earth to dominate or control. The wisdom of a father who would protect their child from broken roads that hold only disaster. Lord Wode will shift, and then we'll continue. My brother tales a tale that for a brief moment you and the Mad Wizard were intertwined, that his curse is borne upon you. When first you came to me, I gave you the answer. The path forward I believed to be the best for your time. Mortal kind has a propensity towards explosive potential. You proved yourself worthy of prismatic forbearance. So you were told what would be the best for all. Now, you have mingled yourself with the stranger. And within it, you have taken an advantage. So now, I tell you of a new path. One that only cursed blood could know. And he will continue. My brother and I have seen the dreams of those that would be. There are those just like you that would seek to make the world right. A circle called you forth. Carnelian it glittered. You spoke and sought and learned more than most in their lifetimes. Nay, you are but one of the many faces of the great clock that ticks away the time of your realm. The 3 apprentices must be faced and destroyed to ensure that their master's configuration, that his machinations are ceased, that your realm may heal. Your cursed blood calls a greater purpose, and its weight is great indeed. For bound with such curse, you may yet enter the hidden places. And within it, you may find that which you seek. A way forward, a way out, to heal the land and your people. The pity once more flashes across Wode's face. As he continues, listen to my words, and listen well. For one peoples to pass, another must fall. If you wish to see a future for the West, if you wish to see the poison taken from them, then you must seek the secrets of the ancients. Upon their first creation, there is a great and terrible place in which they were created. A place that is closed to all but the Master's presence. Presence that lingers within you now. You must go to the heart. The center. And there you will find the answer that you seek. There you will find freedom for your people.
Fane sort of listens. His expression difficult just by virtue of being in the presence of father figure. You speak of the ancients and places locked. I have two questions. The first is that while or if we pursue this alternative method, will you stay your hand from enlisting others to remove the druids as we were once tasked with?
Woad will smile a wistful smile for just a moment, and will say, "Such a task is for you and you alone. I will not send another."
Fane will nod. And the second question. In this pursuit of the ancients and their creation, is the concourse of this path the eradication of one culture to save another? Will this lead to the destruction of the Antvanti people?
Woad will respond, "It will change them."
Fane will nod slowly. Those were my biggest curiosities. This curse is necessary for access to those places. This may be beyond your grasp or even your want. But is it possible to aid my family that they will not be assailed by the wizard's machinations while this task is being fulfilled?
Only haste can shield them, or abandonment the path.
He will not. No. He'll look to Caspian in case he has anything to say, but Fane is done speaking for now.
It's just been watching and listening. Since you're the one being addressed.
Your path ahead lies before you, tumultuous and tenuous, riddled with peril and death. If your blood remains cursed, you may yet open the door, and there, within that dark place, may be able to save your people and heal the land. I pity the decisions you will have to make. For already your mind is riddled with doubt and fear. I can see it flashing within you. I'm afraid that your soul may break from what you must do. It is a path unfairly rent upon you. But we all lament such things, where you have a supreme advantage. Many do not. You have a choice. Choice as to what you will do. Whom you save. And what your life will be after it is done.
Fane will nod slowly. I see the possibility of upsides for the continent as a whole should we walk this path. Should that be the choice we make. I question, softly, the selfishness behind entrusting us with this. You speak of a path of perils and death. Yet one of our choices remains the one handed us by the wizard himself. Is that path folly? Is there a piece that we are missing?
Ward will respond. You speak of a selfish nature. Would it be that my brother or I could do this for you? They could solve the entirety of these machinations, we would. They are the realm of the mortal. We are but the... Our manifestations are limited. Our powers carefully accounted for by Lord Death. You are but one realm, realms thousand. This does not diminish the light of your existence, but it does adhere to our perception. It is not with selfishness that you are given this chance. It is nature. If you wish for a life that you love, then you must earn it. And if you fail, then it was never yours to begin with. And that is the truth.
Fane smiles to himself. I suppose it is by this nature of different realities or places or however you put it that you cannot answer my question straight. Whether the removal of the linchpins will be an efficient method or whether it would bring about calamity.
It is because the answer is self-fulfilling. What the Mad Wizard suggested to you would solve the problem that you seek to solve, but at a more terrible price than I believe you would be willing to pay. But if it is a direct answer you wish for, then I shall oblige. Child, Earth. Should you destroy the Fae, the power that which corrupts the very purpose in which you were contrived, would, in fact, do as the wizard says. You would no longer continue to warp and change the ley lines as your religion depicts, because you will never be able to do so again. Your hope is for a future where your people can live and thrive in their religion. The wizard's suggestion would see them live, but without nature's touch. In fact, the opposite. Nature's ire.
With that, you will see that Lord Woad will conjure forth an image. You will see the glass city abandoned. You will see the elves living in hovels upon the roads and on the outskirts of great cities, forged with metal and smoke. You will see them live, but there is no bird song, there is no flowers, there is only hard earth and cruel metal.
Choice you make will determine the fate of your people. There are some that lament of how unfair that they be the ones to make that choice. That is not for them to decide. There are some forces in this world, and all worlds, that defy convention to bind us all. Some say you were meant to be here. You were meant to have the weight of this decision pressed upon you. The matron would say it so, though I dare say that she does not see its reason. One does not question why red is red, only where its crimson hue may fall. You are here, and the choice is yours.
There is wisdom in presuming I would not carve a path for my people that is so alien to them. But in truth, over a purge, a life of industry with limited choices may still be the better. Yet you have set forth a third option. I would trust that the upside of that is greater than the other two, though its path may be laden with perils. It is likely that will be pursued. You spoke of venturing to the heart. The heart of what? The continent? Their faith? Where?
Where the fate of Corvinus was forged. Where the machinations hold administration. Where the ancients were birthed.
I am ignorant, but I will venture two guesses. There is the Isle of Mana that seems to be a focal point of abhorrent creation. And there are the Entvanti Isles, which is the site of their faith. Or is there something I am missing?
The Isles have within it a hidden purpose. The temples of their faith, bound and rebound within themselves. It is within the Isles where you must go. You must go, therefore, to a chamber of Genesis, where the wizard forged the ancients, using the nigh infinite recyclical faith of the Entvanti people. There is the only place where you may yet seek to cure people.
Such a place's potential is beyond me. Is the cure in the reparation of the druidic tattoos or the removal of them? Or perhaps something else entirely? Is that even something we can fathom until we are at our destination?
The possibilities that I could tell you would lead you bewildered and confused. You will know when you are there.
He'll nod. I'll throw a glance back at the party. More looking for signs of people that don't want to do this. Yeah, look back up.
At this point, Woad will then state, rather matter-of-factly, a final warning. Should you venture to this place and walk within this chamber, you will get that which you seek, but you will not return.
Is that a statement to the group? Or to Fane?
Yes.
That is a small price to pay. I will allow my companions to decide which of them would rather find a different occupation. But this is my path.
That Lord Woad will look at each person present and will say, you have much to decide amongst yourselves. I have given what counsel I can. Now, your fate is your own, and in mortal hands shall be done. Go forth, forge thy path, find thy way. Servant, it will speak to Caspian directly. I charge you with this task. Foresee the decision that they make through to the end. You will act as my conduit. You will act with my voice. Safeguard the realm of dreams. By any means necessary.
To be done. I see no great act for the whole of the balance, even if it means the loss of this form.
Wisdom begets courage. Courage begets action. Only through action is your fate changed. Go now. Time is of the essence.
Oh, he left.
Yeah.
He said it in character.
Oh, sorry.
Very well. Then
You wanted to ask him something, Simon?
No, don't worry. While holding the back with bones.
Jesus Christ.
Hello, Lord Woad. I know you're kind of not very happy with us. Can you resurrect this rabbit I roofied killed? Sorry.
It was not important.
It puts away rabbit bones.
It's
Never
fine.
mind.
Well, you have heard his words. A third alternative. As he said, I will be there to see what choice you make to the end.
It will nod. You are welcome. I would want to know of the rest of you then. You heard his words. The likelihood of us getting out is slim to none.
I played a role in putting you in this position, and what's one more life to save the continent? Step up. I'm in.
The rest a hand on Wilhelm's shoulder. Look to the rest.
Why would you let up your own life? I don't understand. You've already come so far. Now you just throw it all away. For people you don't know, who probably don't care about you. They'll never know.
I believe it was outside Haikyo we had a very similar conversation. I am still the same man that will save as many as he can before being killed in the hopes that he would be remembered. I used to want them to know my name. The remembrance has changed, but my want to help has not. You do not have to come here. You do not have to walk this path with me. But not so long ago you asked me if I had any regrets. And if I did not do this, I would be burdened with great regret.
Fine. I'll join you on this. We'll see where it goes.
He looks a
But
little
I'm not willing to let my life go for the greater good of people.
shocked. He'll nod.
You better not make a regret for me.
I will try my best, but your choice is yours. You are welcome.
Hmm.
Look towards Simon and Elsie.
Simon's gonna say, looking at the size. It might be a little confusing what's going on, but I'll surely help you, Fane.
I remember quite fondly that you wanted to help Illume.
Yes.
That you touched her scales and you saw
Mhm.
smaller visages. That is where we are going, Simon. At least my presumption of such. To where they were created. Perhaps there is a means for us to help them too.
Just know that if you follow us, you surely won't be able to come back from this.
That's rough. That's a small chance, right?
All these beings greater than us speak of the explosive potential of mortals, and that our faith is our own, and that we may walk paths they cannot. There is always a chance.
While I believe that the Mad Wizard has fallen much, I do like to think that at least I used to believe very much that nothing was truly impossible, though the way he portrays himself and the way he spreads that tenet is truly abhorrent. I would like to consider it to be true. So if you wish to gamble what little chance there is that they shall return from this, perhaps those words will aid your decision.
Whether we'll be able to come back or not from this is irrelevant to me. This land, this continent is filled with ambitious people. The Mytherians, the rebellion, the brass soldiers, all grasping for a seat at the head of the table. While the room they're in is lit on fire, but none of them care. Somebody needs to care about what happens to the others. Whether we die doing it, that's a small price to pay.
And why do we believe the nightmare guy? Can we send another people, maybe?
Because access to this chamber is reliant on me being cursed. There is no other guy.
Even if we consulted another on the matter, we will arrive at a similar conclusion. As long as they know of the existence of such a chamber and such means, they will most likely recommend it over others, as long as it is not an individual who seeks their own selfish ends, such as Tia.
Just trading one set of ambitions for another. The ambition's not to see our people slaughtered. It's just the ambitions for them to live.
In the end, somebody dies. No matter who, where, or how many.
All we can do is minimize.
In the end, everyone dies, Maze.
Oh, yes.
Death is inevitable.
It is.
Huh?
It might be accelerated by some people, it seems. You have a nick on that, don't you?
I'll let him breathe. Let him go without being strangled for one night, but yes.
No matter how inevitable death is, the death that will happen in mass if this ambition is, as I've seen before, rent from its purpose, is not to be mistaken for something natural or something to be wished for.
Damn. Can we ask his brother? I don't trust this guy.
I don't
Oh.
think Caspian has a brother, but
No, the big guy.
Lord Own.
Though Lord Owen and Lord Woad may not always correlate on each other one-to-one. I believe on matters of importance there, opinions differ way too much.
They're brothers
was-
too, right?
Yes, and it was Owen
That's,
who sent us here, so he probably has the same opinion.
I don't know, guys. This is too dark.
This is too dark.
Well,
That is
you must admit not everyone's first option is to throw themselves in front of the bullet.
what's a bullet?
Oh. The bolt.
The bolt.
She misspoke. Crossbow
Old
bolt.
arrow.
So we're
I
bloody
do not-
foreigners.
You never heard of the shark-like things that swim in the sand?
This looks like you have a puzzled look.
I guess
Oh.
not.
Sorry, you're saying thing.
I do not expect any who do not want to walk this path to walk with me. Truly, this is my burden. But this is not dissimilar to how I was in the ice flows when I was forced to reach for magic to save the lives of those attacked in the wilds and was crucified for it. I will risk myself to save others. If you'd rather go back to the City of Glass, Simon, and enjoy your drugs and Lander's company for some reason, do so. Go with my blessing, and I hope that you will live long enough to see the prospering of my people when our task is done. Or I suppose you could fulfill that want of writing songs and venture with us at least as far as the chamber, so that you may commemorate us after the act is done.
A big decision. Well, what about you, Elsie?
I thought I made my feelings pretty clear on it earlier, but you have a way to stop this. It's keeping you happy by not slaughtering your people, and it doesn't seem to rob them either. As far as I'm aware, that removes them from the equation. I haven't got anything here to live for, so I'm good for it.
Then well, lad.
Alright. Just promise me you're gonna succeed on this. That's all I need.
I promise.
Life. Okay.
I'm sorry. It is. a
Promise me
foregone.
you won't die.
Hey, you said promise succeed.
No, it's a
Yeah.
He did add it on in the afterwards.
America World Police reference. Good.
So-
Well, speaking of which, I may need some of your drugs, just for personal reserve.
I think if we are going to start handing out substances, we should not do it upon the pedestal of the God's domain. I
Please
think
do
the
not do
Wendigos are
drugs
looking
in
at us
front
funny.
of fucking Woad, please. Just go somewhere else.
I was not intending to.
Have some fucking
Although the thought
decorum.
that it's right.
Shit on the
And blast my species, that gives me enough to.
I want to pee over the pedestal into Wode's darkness.
A connection never felt before.
Damn, I thought what would be down.
How's this relation?
You stood up to me. That was the test.
Oh God.
Simon,
Yeah.
the high cleric of Wode, unlocked.
All right.
Thumbs up.
Okay. So the party is deciding to take the third option.
Correct.
Awesome. All the maps I made are now gone and useless.
Oh,
Shoot them
no.
with a gun and then give them someone else.
That's true. I'll just use them for something else.
Hey,
What? Wait, what route did you have maps made for, huh?
What maps did you have made?
For the City of Glass, zoomed-in interiors, bloodied and on fire.
Nice.
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
that's kind of metal. I guess Iron and Ire can go do that or some shit. I don't know.
Who knows? But that's fine.
Yeah.
I shall have to make another order.
You can just use it for the City of Glass. The Pale City, it's fine. It's
That's-
also broken and on fire.
Fine. Sure,
I suppose.
The Pale
Sure.
City glass.
Sure, I'll find a use for
The
it.
Pale
Here
in Glass
the
City.
last couple of months of Gorvadas. I'm sure somebody will go there real quick.
Real quick.
Hey,
Yeah, Caspian can go visit and you can use
That's
them.
true.
How about that?
That's
He
true.
just teleports back.
I wonder what's going on. Oh no, everybody's dead.
The actual plot point in the end is that he told multiple people to do it, and we're the only ones who didn't.
Alrighty.
So in the end, everyone is dead.
That's why I asked the question. I did.
And the thing.
All right, that's gonna be where I'll call it then, because I gotta get some food and I gotta get ready for my next game.
Thumbs up.
Oh boy.
All right, good stuff, guys. Hugs, kisses, handshakes.
Fine. Or
Sorry, the
Casey finished the thing.
Indeed,
Sorry, the
there is
fucking-
art to be
I'm
found.
going to art. I'm going.
You better.
There was
There must
Master.
always be back issues.
There must always be back issues.
Back issues.
There must always be Jerry Adams.
Ah!
Ah,
Uh,
no.
Rat Shaker, but it's just a cartoon drawing of Jerry Adams.
Jesus Christ.
come out, you black and tans. Come out and fight me.
You stop shaking, it suddenly explodes.
Oh god.
Choke him.
Rat shaker.
Oh shit, man! He colored this so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Grim
nothing cool.
tidings and
Yeah.
whispered words. It seems I have been called from the edge.
It is so good.
Pathetic. It's so like God, what a crazy. Very
Fane
nice.
out there struggling. He's like,
Then there's this.
Yes.
Sweet.
The
You did an incredible job.
people are just. It looks great. And people are just like, "Where is Muppet Elsie?"
where? Give me Muppet now.
Looks like the blue lady from where was she from? From
Mass Effect.
Mass
With
Effect?
the tentacle
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, the Asari or whatever.
Yeah.
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 Alrighty.
I'm still a bit sad you didn't put the axolotl frills at least like a little bit on somewhere.
That's the hair.
There's
I was
an
debating it.
axolotl on the pink stair. Is an axolotl supposed to be there? I'm gonna close it up. I'm turning it off. Bye, everyone.